I'm about to say something that goes against what a lot of us grew up hearing. I let my kids play with their food. Yep, I do. And as a pediatric dietitian, I actually recommend it. Hi, my name's Alex. I'm a pediatric dietitian and mom of two who lets her kids play with their food to an extent. And welcome to the Good Eaters Club, where we're on a mission to redefine what it means to be a good eater. And good eaters can play with their food. If you were raised hearing, don't play with your food, same. But now, working with picky eaters and raising my own kids, I've learned something really important. Playing with food isn't bad behavior. It's actually how kids can learn to eat. Eating is a full sensory experience. It's actually one of the most difficult sensory tasks that our body performs. And eating is actually the last step in the process. Before a child even takes a bite, they're learning through looking at the food, touching it, smelling it, squishing it, even licking it. That playing is exposure. And exposure is what builds familiarity. And familiarity is what leads to trying new foods. And if you have a picky eater at home who refuses to try new foods, this is even more important. A lot of kids aren't refusing foods to be difficult. They're simply overwhelmed by it. So when we say things like, just take a bite, we're skipping like 5 steps. Playing with food helps them move through the difficult sensory steps of eating without pressure. But this doesn't have to mean chaos at the table. It can look like dipping food into sauces, making designs with foods on their plate, squishing peas, building little stacks or food towers, using food as a tool, like stirring, spreading, and stacking. Even things like, how loud can you crunch your carrot? That's play, and that's powerful. Okay, this is the part that parents often ask me. Where do you draw the line? Because yes, we're not turning dinner into a full-on food fight. Here's how I think about it. Playing is learning. Throwing food across the room, we're done. So I keep a few simple boundaries. Food stays on the table. You can explore it, but not launch it. If it turns into throwing or unsafe behavior, the meal is over. And I say that really calmly with no big reaction. Or at least I try to. So here's why the approach of letting your kids play with food actually works better. When we allow some play and reduce pressure, kids feel more comfortable. They're more interested. They stay at the table longer, and they're more likely to try the food. It might not happen that night, but you're building trust. And that's what actually changes eating over time. And I'll be honest, this can feel messy and a little uncomfortable at first. But I always remind myself, they're not ruining dinner, they're learning how to eat. And that's actually the goal. If you've been stressing about your child playing with their food, this is your permission to loosen the rules a little, because sometimes the path to eating starts with playing. If you want more strategies for picky eaters, make sure you subscribe below so you never miss an episode of the Good Eaters Club.